Hey, but just Wooly coming in. Well, Green Dragon Tavern Chats, Tactical Response, Oath Keepers. I hope you're listening to me. I hope you're viewing this video, and I hope you check out the description box, because I now have enough information to make the same call that I made over 1 year ago. This call right here. Oh yes, it's go time, ladies and gentlemen. Now then, there are a couple videos here I'll have linked. This one, most of Oregon is compromised. OR, best rise up. Tried and true information. Within this description box, there are plenty of links. Now then, next video, right here. Oregon citizens tell BLM and FBI to go home. This right before the FBI and Sheriff's Department over there in Oregon decide to commit murder and falsely arrest people that were sticking up for Oregon's rights as they wanted their rights to be stuck up for. Everyone in this room was backing the people in their neck of the woods at the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge. Again, tried and true information. Next up, right here, Oregon primed to set off the Second American Revolution. I just put this out days ago. Links in the description box. Tried and true information. The current sheriff, Dave Ward, former BLM, the same kind of BLM scumbag that all of Oregon is telling to get lost right now, is hanging out right here with the FBI as they give their false story on why they murdered Robert Lavoie Finicum and arrested Ammon Bundy, Pete Santilli, and others. There is the scumbag sheriff right there, looking kind of nervous there, BLM Sheriff Dave Ward, arbitrarily arresting people to free up the land for your little governor, Kate Brown, who had you installed, who's working in the executive branch of the Obama White House, who's going to sign off on the Malheur County Monument designation, which is stealing a massive swath of land from Oregon that the ranchers have been opposing for months now. Yeah, busted. You scumbags, the governor, the BLM sheriff, the judges. Here's some FBI scumbags that shot Robert Lavoie Flanagan lying to all of Oregon when Oregon's already stated right here in a massive press conference of their own that they want the BLM and FBI to get the fuck out of there.
The reason I'm here is to ask all of you, and most especially those at the table, how many of you did take an oath of office to support and defend the Constitution of the United States? Should have been all of you. Yes? Is there anybody who did not take that? Okay, so all hands should have been raised. Do you want a constitutional republic?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. There is no place, I defy you to show me where in the Constitution the federal government is granted any power over any land within the continental United States.
It was at this very portion of the video when I originally posted this on January 24th, before the FBI actually decided to commit murder and false arrests here, that I posted this text within this video. Read it and weep. BLM and FBI are the ones operating against the will of Oregon. Any further movement of oppression or aggression by federal entities will be met with a swift and direct constitutional militia response. This posted before the FBI decided to do exactly what we warned you against. Now I'm going to play the rest of that clip.
What we need to do is, as Gallon Orange said, take it back as states. If you want recreational areas and you want control over it, it needs to be done as a state. Keep the federal government in their limited and defined box. They only have 4 powers, and this is not one of them. They cannot manage land. They don't even do a very good job. Why don't we start at first base? Do they have any authority? No. So why are we talking about it? It should be scrapped, never to come up again. End of story. Do not bring it back in our faces and make us come to 6 and 7 and 8, 9, and 10 meetings. We don't want it. Enough is enough. Put it away.
As seen in my video playlist calling the FBI 101, I gave them plenty of chances to do the right thing and to prove their worth to the American people as a federal organization, but they have failed miserably, and I finally had to out them once and for all as the impotent failure and oftentimes treasonous organization that they are. On October 30th, 2015, here's the footage once again to show you the kind of scum that murdered Robert Lavoie over there in Oregon.
Hillary Clinton has described already the meeting in the White House over 2 years ago. Everyone in the national security team recommended arming ISIS, and the president.
So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. More Sunni volunteers are coming forward. Some are already being trained, and they can be a new force.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.
You have reached the Federal Bureau of Investigation's public access line. This call may be recorded or monitored.
Hello, this is Justin Hess with the U.S. Department of Counter-Tyranny Operations. The following information can be verified with a simple Google Internet search, so any failure to act upon this information will be seen as gross negligence. All you need to do is Internet search Obama admits to training terrorists. Ma'am, this is not a prank call. You just need to do the research, ma'am. Well, there's your gross negligence.
The FBI joined forces with our intelligence, military, and homeland security professionals to break up al-Qaeda cells, disrupt their activities, and thwart their plots. I'll say it as clearly as I can. So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. More Sunni volunteers are coming forward. Some are already being trained, and they can be a new force.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.
Countless Americans are alive today, and our country is more secure because of the FBI's outstanding work under the leadership of Bob Mueller. All the while, Bob and the FBI have been tireless against a whole range of challenges, from preventing violent crime and reducing gang activity, including along our border.
A report revealing 68,000 illegal immigrants convicted of a crime were released in the United States instead of being deported.
Amnesty is the immigration system we have today.
We have to admit, this is disturbing. The Obama administration admitting to giving a known gang member amnesty to stay right here in the United States. And then a year and a half later, that same known gang member arrested for murder of America's top model contestant. So why was the known gang member given amnesty to be here in the first place?
The town overwhelmed by a surge in illegal border crossings.
How did we get to where we are today?
Every 72 hours, Department of Homeland Security buses bringing another 120 illegal immigrants, many of them quickly released into the community.
You are not following the law. You are breaking the law.
And I remain loyal to you, Mr. President.
My next guest, a former Secret Service agent, well, he's seen it all, is now sounding the alarm and saying that what goes on behind closed doors at this White House is actually much worse than any of us can imagine. Here to explain is the man himself, author of the brand new book, Life Inside the Bubble, Why a Top-Ranked Secret Service Agent Walked Away from It All. Dan Bongino, how are you, sir?
Doing great.
Good to see you.
Sean.
And you know what? I wear the Secret Service pin every night. It's the most highly coveted pin there is. Everyone wants one. How long are you Secret Service agent? 12 years, right?
12 years, that's right.
So you served 3 presidents, Clinton, Bush, and Obama.
And Obama, that's right.
Why do you say this White House is worse than people know? That's scary. That's ominous.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to frighten people, but I do have to sound an alarm. It's become a system. This White House has taken patronage and, more importantly, punishment to the next level. Let's be honest, there's always been patronage, although with their Cylindra scandals, I think they've taken that to the next level. The dangerous part, and what I want to sound the alarm on, is the punishment system. You know, Sean, government is a weapon.
And if you look at what the Department of Homeland Security has been purchasing over the last year, it comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
That's enough bullets to supply the equivalent of the Iraq War for 24 years. This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.
And Oregon Governor Kate Brown's in on it, hanging out with the terrorist leader, the one giving amnesty to criminal illegal aliens so they can murder you and your family. The same Kate Brown that's in on the land grabs here, all the way up to the executive branch. The one that hired the BLM sheriff to arbitrarily falsely arrest people and murder them if they stand in their way, like they murdered Robert Lavoy Flinnicum. Look at this nervous scumbag. He know the murder he oversaw and helped commit. The same terrorist White House, by the way, that oversaw the ATF Operation Fast and Furious arm trafficking to narco-terrorists. The same ones they're giving amnesty so they can kill you and your family. Hanging out right here's Obama, the treasonous psychopathic arms dealer to narco-terrorist Eric Holder, Janet Napolitano. All the while, these ISIS terrorists funding, arming, and training narco-terrorist arms dealers here just laugh and smile and shake hands with each other as they plot and scheme to steal your land and murder whoever gets in the way.
And it has been left to us to decide whether we allow these things to go on or whether we make a stand so they will not happen to other people across this country, so they will not come into our homes and take away our rights, and they will not come into our children's home and take away their rights. With that, I'll turn the time over to Lavoy Flinnicum for a few words, and I thank you for your time.
Mr. Bundy, before you do that, can we ask you whether you've got the support of the Hammonds?
He'll answer the questions in a minute. He asked me to just make a few comments. Lavoy Flinnicum. And I'm a ranch, L-A, capital V-O-Y, F-I-N-I-C-U-M. Maybe I can bring it down to a little more emotional level or a human level. Each one of you here today are important. Individually, each one of you are important. Not collectively, we're talking about you as an individual, as a human being. The Hammond family are human beings. They're individuals. They have loved ones. They have children, grandchildren. You know, this is real. This affects real lives. And so that's why we're here today. And if our federal government would have abided by the Constitution, the supreme law of the land, we would have never have gotten here. And so let me just kind of come to a simple level of why this is so bad at the federal level. Our founding fathers had escaped from tyranny. They believed in freedom.
So these people who hold themselves out to be patriots are not. They're nothing more than domestic terrorists. I've spoken to the Attorney General, Eric Holder in detail. I've spoken to James Comey, the head of the FBI.
For myself as a rancher, my rancher's in northern Arizona, a bureaucrat behind the desk can write a statute regarding me, my ranch. It has the force and effect of law. This bureaucrat is not accountable to me. We have not elected him there. Now, if I get contrary to that statute, there's a federal ranger with a gun that can enforce that. And if it goes from there, I am brought into a federal court. Neither the law enforcement, the federal ranger, has been elected by us, the people here. They are not under the power of the recall. Neither the bureaucrat that wrote the statute, neither the law enforcement that enforces it. And now I am hauled into a federal court. All three branches of power under one head with no representation. Did we not, as Americans, face this issue some 200 years ago? Don't we remember that phrase? Taxation without representation. So now here we are, control without representation. 1/3 of our landmass. It's an empire within our own country. Unaccountable, unelected. The real power is in the bureaucracies. And so that's kind of the simple part of it. You know, it's about family. It's about my family. It's about the Hammond family. I've spoken to many ranchers in Utah, in Nevada, in Arizona, they are all feeling the same thing. They're all feeling this oppression that is coming down upon them. Their livelihood is threatened, being taken away. Their ranches are being regulated out of business. And so this is real. These families are real. They're not trying to cause problems. They're food producers. They help make our country self-reliant, free, independent. Do you realize that you have to go back to about 1955 to get as low as the mother head count as we have right now in the United States? Have any of you ate a steak lately? Do you know the price of that? That goes way up. You know, if we had more demand, if we had more production, we would ship out more, we would feed more, we would be self-reliant as a country. These are good people. They produce, they add to our country. They do not take it away. I want to say one more thing about here, what we're doing. Every one of you that says this is an occupation until their demands are met, you misunderstand. We're not making demands. We're not making demands. We're here to work. These buildings here belong to Harney County. These are Harney County public lands, the state of Oregon. This is theirs. This is their land. This is their state. It's theirs. And so we've come here to work. We've not come here to sit as children and stamp our feet and demand that certain things are met. We're going to go to work. We're going to try to help restore these ranchers that have lost their ranches back to them. We're going to legally go to the records. We're going to search out these ranchers. Over 100 ranchers have lost their ranches here in this very area, in this very county, have been pushed off. We would like to see them return to their ranches, ranch again, log again, live again as free people.